What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a freezing winter's evening here in Findlay, Ohio. And the Ginger Yeti and I are in the beer shed getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, the beer we have today is called Old Kentucky Shark, and this is from Broadview Brewing from Broadview Heights, Ohio. So as you can see, this is a crowler that the Ginger Yeti picked up. Where did you get this? Was this at the brewery or one of the festivals?
I got this at the brewery.
Okay.
Because I had
Where's Broadview Heights at? Is that near Cleveland?
it's a little south of Cleveland.
Okay. I've never heard of
I mean, this was about an hour round trip for me to go get it.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
Yeah, neither did I until I went to the Cleveland Winter Beer Fest this last weekend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you tried it and then...
I tried it there.
I got you.
And then I told you about it because of the reference,
Yeah.
the name reference, and you said you wanted it, so I went and picked it up for you.
So...
And a little side note, I've never been to that brewery before. I get there, and it's kind of like in an, I don't know, not exactly industrial complex, but kind of one of those like industrial office-y kind of complexes.
Mixed use.
Yeah, mixed use. And it's the brewery, and next door to the brewery is an ice carving school.
A what now? Ice carving?
Ice carving.
Like chainsaws ice carving?
I guess. I don't know. But it was like an ice carving school type place.
And the other side's the axe throwing place, right? Like,
I had never seen an ice carving school before.
yeah, I didn't know they existed, to be brutally honest.
Neither did I.
But it's pretty cool. So,
Is the reference to
yeah, Old Kentucky Shark, if you're not familiar, is a reference to Space Ghost, right? And there's a glorious quote that comes from the Space Ghost episode, which says, "A shark on whiskey is mighty risky. A shark on beer is a beer engineer."
And who said that?
Dr. Worm. So if you like...
I'm sure Willie Nelson enjoyed that.
He did. So if you like Space Ghost, you may get the reference. It's pretty neat. When he mentioned it, I kind of, remembered. I used to watch Space Ghost back in the day. I think it's on HBO now, so you can watch it. Sometimes after I have too many beers, I watch Space Ghost, and my wife gets angry, I think.
I think your wife is just angry you had too many beers.
Could be. I'll blame it on Space Ghost. So this is a Kentucky Common, which is not a style that I'm super familiar with. And if you go to Untappd, they had a description of the style here. What threw me off, because it said historical beer, and I thought, what the heck is this?
So according to Untappd, a Kentucky Common beer is a once popular style of ale from the area in and around Louisville, Kentucky, from the 1850s up until Prohibition. The beer was top fermented once and sent out for sale, which meant the gravity would be moderate, the carbonation low, and the taste full and... God, they need to really look at the editing on this. The taste full and sweetish. I guess that makes sense.
I guess.
This kind of beer was usually made with barley, approximately 25 to 30% corn, and 1 to 2% each caramel and black malt to give it a dark color. The beer is an easy drinking, slightly sweet, dark amber to light brown ale.
I think I kind of get that Krausening thing now. Did you say that it said that it was sent out at a low ABV?
No.
What did it say up there? I thought it said top fermented once.
Top fermented once, gravity will be moderate, and the carbonation low.
So if the gravity is moderate, it's probably lower ABV.
Right.
So that Krausening thing sounds like you kind of re-ferment it to get the alcohol back up and avoid problems with the government.
Well, the Krausening bit was from the Wikipedia page.
Right, but that would make sense, right? If you have limits to what your ABV can be because of the your gravity, you send it out and then have them secondary re-ferment it basically, and then jump the gravity up.
So what we're talking about here is
possibly, if that's even how it works. I could be wrong, but
so on the source material from Untappd, one of the things it said was the beer was top fermented and was Krausened up to 10%, making it quite highly carbonated.
Yeah, and the
which is kind of opposite of what Untappd just said.
Yeah, but it makes sense because when I was looking at Krausening, it said, I guess in Germany there's purity laws, so you can't add anything other than the things in the Reinheitsgebot, right?
Right.
And sugar is not on that list.
Right, correct.
So I guess it said that when you put the beer in a fermenter, if you've ever done any home brewing, when you pitch your yeast within the first couple of days, you have some like foam starts to build up top, and that's the Kraus, I guess. And then I guess they keep that and kind of reuse it or something. That's what it sounds like, yeah. But it was saying for home brewers, it's like very difficult to do. I mean, maybe one of the other guys like the guys that do the home brewing might be more into this, like Stoneyard Vineyards and those folks that are very good brewers, where I make a couple in my yard every once in a while. And I just pray it doesn't turn out terrible. So
or blow up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So let's give this a shot. And this says this is 5.5% ABV, 17 IBUs. Kentucky Common. What do you think? Is it an ale or I guess if it's top fermenting?
It says it's an ale.
An ale. Let's give it a shot. There's a nice hiss on it. Nice color to it. Wasn't sure.
I mean, it's cool that some of these breweries are trying to bring back a style that could have potentially been lost to history because of Prohibition.
Very clear. It almost looks like a Newcastle or something in the glass, except it has head on it.
Now, I have heard of other common beers like the California Common.
Yeah, I heard of that.
That's why I assume this is somewhat similar. Just regional differences.
I'm always up to try those historical ones. I mean, I remember who was it? Dogfish Head used to do all those ones like the ancient recipes from the Mayans and everybody like that, which I thought was pretty neat. Let's hold this up. This is brown. When I hold it to the light, though, you do get that
it's like reddish amber.
You get the ruby red thing coming through in the light. Moderate carbonation, not a ton.
No, not a lot of carbonation at all.
I had about a finger's worth of khaki colored head, and it's kind of doing the island thing. It's odd because it's like fish eyes and islands simultaneously.
Yeah, mine's the same.
Look similar. But if we're going to look on this chart here, what do you think?
It's down in the 20s.
Probably 22, 3. Ruby brown, somewhere around here.
Yes.
Maybe 23, we'll call it, on the SRM, the Brew HQ SRM chart.
That chart's getting very beat up.
I spilled... yesterday when we did the Stiegel one, it blew up everywhere and landed all over the chart. I think I'm going to have to make a new chart. I'm going to finally break down. I said I was going to laminate this forever, but I think it might be too late. You can still 20 are looking rough here.
You can still laminate it.
Let's give it a sniff. God. Did you breathe it in?
I stuck my nose in it once again. Not really getting a whole lot.
No, kind of like a just light roasty grain a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, not much of a nose at all. Like light grainy. That's about it.
Yeah. Need a bigger glass so I can swirl it and see if it would...
Bigger glass. Got full pints here, brother. Okay, ready? Are you trying to get in there for some more? You trying to ingest it via the nose?
Yes.
All right, come on, dog. This is our first review tonight, too, so we're not even drunk. That's terrible. Body is relatively light.
Yes.
I would say high end of light, low end of medium, probably right on the cusp there. Relatively light. Taste is kind of nice. I like it. Like lightly caramelly. A little bit of...
Nice malt.
Yeah.
Nice malt flavor in there.
Very malty. I've had this discussion before. I know a lot of you guys are hop heads and like the IPAs. Some of us don't. I don't hate IPAs. I'm just tired of seeing them everywhere. And I like to see something like this as an alternative once in a while. So this is definitely more malty. You definitely get some nice sweetness to it. You definitely get, I don't know, it's just kind of like a light sweetness and a light graininess to it.
Well, on Untappd, I sometimes see like this descriptor, and I'm like, what are people talking about? And I think I finally understand it.
Which one?
Clean.
Yeah. It's
just clean.
Yeah, it's just there.
I mean, most of the beers I see people claim that on are definitely out of their mind. But this is like the first time I've drank a beer, I'm like, clean's a good description for this.
Yeah, slightly malty, lightly sweet, a little bit grainy. Now, I think when we read the historical thing, it said they made it with adjuncts, sometimes corn and the other things. I don't really taste that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Does it almost taste more like maybe like a barley malt or something? Like it's like a little like it's funny because it's a light bodied beer, but the flavor is a little fuller. Like a
But it did say there's a little bit of darker malts in it.
Yeah, it's color, a little more robust. I actually quite enjoy this. I can drink this pretty regularly. 5.5, decent ABV, nice smooth taste. I quite like this.
Well, I mean, that's why I was willing to make the hour round trip to go get this.
Well, I appreciate it.
Because I'd already tried it at the beer fest, and just for the silly name alone, but then it actually being a good beer, it's worth the drive to go get it.
Though, that's a very critical point. Like, there are a lot of beers that have cool names, cool label art, and all that kind of stuff, and then the beer sucks. And it's just like, okay, it was a novelty. I'd buy one, but I'd never touch it again. This is something that has the novelty of Space Ghost, I guess, for the 6 people out there that get the joke. But I think this is a banger. I quite like it. Old Kentucky Shark, big thumbs up.
And when I was at the Cleveland Winter Beer Fest, I don't know if he was the brewer or the owner of the brewery, but he was there at the beer tent. And he was all excited about this beer name because he had seen it on Space Ghost and thought that if he ever brewed a beer and could name it himself, he'd always wanted to name a beer Old Kentucky Shark. So he was really excited just about the name alone.
Yeah, of course, man.
So it's cool, and I would give it a big thumbs up. I mean, it's a great name. It's cool to see a historic beer being brewed again.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a good beer.
Yeah, yeah. So 2 thumbs up for Old Kentucky Shark. And I guess the shark on beer is a beer engineer. So maybe we're beer engineers because we enjoy this. So 2 thumbs up for the beer. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. I'm inching my way towards 1,000 subs. So if you could subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. In addition, there's a link to the Yeti's channel down below in the description. He's starting out. He's closing in on 100 or so. So he'd appreciate some views and subs if you can do that as well. Hey, have you had Old Kentucky Shark? I think it was a 374 on Untappd, nothing on Beer Advocate, and I don't think there was a heck of a lot of check-ins.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. If you've had this, let us know what you think about it. And if you haven't, let us know if you've had a Kentucky Common. This was a style that I was unaware of until today, but I kind of dig this. I might have to try to find a recipe and try to make one of these, because I haven't seen anybody else making one, so it might be left up to us.
I mean, I was unaware of it until the beer fest.
Yeah, it's good, though. I like it. So, it's what it is, man. Good job on the Old Kentucky Shark Broadview. An awesome reference, man. Love it. Till next time.
Cheers.